Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is David Bloxham, the Marketing Manager at SoftwareONE. Joined today by Nicholas Lahoo from McAfee, who will be taking us through today's session. And we're focusing very much around how to protect your Windows Server 2003 systems as the July 2015 deadline approaches. Today's session is very much going to be focusing around McAfee's application control solutions, which looks at the whitelisting capabilities which should help you prioritize and plan around your Windows Server 2003 migration timetable, just in case you fall outside of that July 2015 deadline, and helps give you protection beyond that date. So before I hand over to Nicholas, just a few housekeeping rules. You may have noticed as you joined today's call that you've been set on mute, just to ensure that the sound quality remains at an optimum and everyone has a good experience on the webinar. But we do encourage questions, so if you do have any questions as Nicholas goes through today's session, please use the chat box and question box facility on the panel there, and we'll have time at the end for the Q&A session. So we want to make this as interactive and as valuable time for yourselves, so please do send us your questions as Nicholas takes us through the content. Nicholas, if you're there, I'll hand over to you and let you carry on.
Thank you very much, David. So good morning, everybody. So today's discussion is going to be around McAfee application control, so the whitelisting application. There is multiple use for this application, for this solution. I will come to the different possible use for it. So like David was saying, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to use the application to send your question, and we'll come to those questions at the end of the call. So first, what are the problems around? So the main one, we know it, the malware are going up exponentially. We are finding now a malware every few seconds, so that's a big problem. There is different way to protect against that. We have the antivirus in the addition of host IPS, so HIPS, which will give you the possibility to protect against those new malware plus the new one. There is other solutions like application control. So let's speak about application control. So if we are looking at the big picture, we all understand that there is a lot of threats and that we don't know all of them. There is known threats, so those known threats are protected. We can protect with the antivirus. All the new threats will be added to that file. The antivirus is working for a long time. We know that it's working well. It's working well for known virus, known malware, virus, worms, Trojan. What happens if the malware is unknown? So there is different kind of unknown malware. That would be the polymorphic malware, those malware that change the form, that change their signature when they get into a new computer, so very hard to detect with an antivirus. The advanced persistent threats, so those threats that are getting out of the radar, that are very low impact on the computer, to stay very much inside your operating system without being detected, and those zero-day threats, so those threats that are coming every day. There have been very many companies, big companies that have been attacked. So we know about Stuxnet and the Operation Aurora, where big companies got infected. Those malware would have been blocked if they were using a McAfee application control. So what is application control? Application control is running in a different way. It has a different approach than the antivirus. While the antivirus will do blacklisted, so blacklisting, saying that what is known to be bad will be blocked, and the rest can run on your computer. So that's the same with HIPS, host IPS, where known attacks known vector of attack will be blocked. The application control will run in a different way. It's whitelisting, so it means that we do authorize only what is known to be good. So only good applications are authorized to run on your computer. There is many advantages with this application. The first one is the impact on the computer, CPU-wise, performance-wise. It is very low impact. The reason is that there is no scan. We are just letting what is known to be good, so we leave those applications to run. What is not known, we just compare to a whitelist and block it if it's not authorized. It's very good to block zero-day attack, because if it's a zero-day attack, it means that something has to be installed on the computer to run and to use this weakness. So zero-day attack will be blocked as well. This is an enterprise application, so like every endpoint solution from McAfee, it is managed with EPO, so EPO or management console, that will be the single point of management to manage all the solution, all the endpoint solution. So if I look at the application control, how it is divided. So the application control will be divided in three parts. We have the dynamic whitelisting, the memory protection, and the file reputation. So the idea with the dynamic whitelisting is, so a whitelist is when you authorize application, when you say to the application what is trusted and what can run on the operating system. It's dynamic. So the idea with the dynamic is if you have an update application that needs to be updated, let's say the operating system, Microsoft will need to have application to be updated with patches, etc. So that can be authorized dynamically. So there will be some rules that will make the whitelist to grow with the time. The memory protection. So the memory protection, we will manage to protect against buffer overflow. If there is a vulnerability in one of the applications, it will be protected within the memory. So there won't be any memory buffer overflow attack to manage or to attack the computer. File reputation. So file reputation, like again with any McAfee product, GTI is compatible, is integrated with the application control. GTI, which is our global threat intelligence, where we have all the, where we will classify all the information, so binaries, IP address, URL, etc. So here for application control, that will be the binaries, knowing what file is good or not, or what application is good or not. So it will use this reputation. So that's going to help to know what is good or not. So where to use the blacklist or the whitelist, so the antivirus or application control. We can divide it in three areas where you have only the blacklist, so the antivirus, that will be more in computers where there is no plan, where it's not corporate computers, more consumer computers. So there we will encourage the users to install the antivirus. The application control will be more for corporate computers, corporate servers, where you will need some more security, and where you have a plan. So the IT manager will manage those computers, will want to know what is installed, what can run, what need to be blocked. So on those computers, you can use both, so the antivirus and the application control, where you can have some, and we will see that in the future slides, where you can have a strategy where you can add more on the antivirus and less on the application control, or vice versa. Where you will need application control on its own, where it makes sense to have the application control. So where That's simple on the embedded device where you have low memory, low capacity, and usually also where you have no internet access point, where those computer can be at risk, can be left alone and need to be secured. So those embedded devices, which can be ATMs, printers, or point of sales device, on those ones application control will be very good because of the low impact on CPU. It's also very good on end-of-life operating system, simply because there is no more patches. So if an application needs to have a patch to block any weaknesses that has been found, it won't be done by the operating system vendor. So we need to still have some security. The antivirus will be on those operating system either end of life as well, because it needs to have some patches, and otherwise close to end of life. So if we are looking for Windows XP, for example, Windows XP or Windows 2003, the end of life from the vendor is there or coming very soon. For the antivirus, we will support with McAfee until end of 2015. So until end of 2015, you can have your antivirus running on those machines. It will be supported. There will be some updates with the DAT file. After this point, there won't be any more support with the antivirus. So blacklisted purely will be stopped. The application control will be the solution that will take over for those systems, and because there will be no need on patches, there is no plan on end-of-life support for the application control. Just as an example, we are still supporting Windows NT with application control, and that's the main one. Okay, so how can we run the application control on computers? So if we are, if you remember in the middle part of the plan for the installation on where to use blacklist, whitelist, so if we are on the gray area where we need to have application control running, but the antivirus can be running as well, we can have some strategy like a 3 strikes, saying that, okay, a computer starting to be infected every week, there is something wrong maybe with the usage of the computer, we can enforce the application control, blocking it, so like that we are sure that no application, no bad application will be installed or taking control of the computer. Computers that are at risk, so let's say computers that you will have for the finance, HR, sales, etc. So those computers can be locked down with application control. Or you will have also, like I just said, application control will be a perfect fit for computers that are end of support. So how does it work? It's very simple. The idea is that an application will be attempting to launch on the computer, so there will be somebody trying to run an executable installation file or something, or another process that will try to run a file. The application control will check within its whitelist to see if this file is there, if the binary of this file is there. If it's not there, then the application will be blocked. It won't be authorized to run. That's as simple as that. The thing is, like I just said, there is it's dynamic whitelisting. So we need to have applications that are easy to manage. There will be some applications that will need to be installed, that will need to be updated, and that has to be done in an easy manner. So how we can do the dynamic whitelisting? There will be a different option. We'll have the trusted updater. So let's say Microsoft is a trusted updater. Every application for Microsoft will have the possibility to update if it's coming from Microsoft. So the Microsoft signed updater will be authorized to run. trusted certificate. So an application that is signed with a trusted certificate will be authorized to run. So you can have a trusted certificate for your own company, and those applications that will be signed with that certificate will be authorized to run. Trusted directory. Trusted directory is usually one that is used a lot. Let's say you have a shared folder. In this shared folder, you have all the applications that are authorized to run on the computer, so all the installer. If the installer is inside the trusted directory, the user can just connect to this shared folder and install the application. So it's a good way to have the control on what can be installed on the computer. And of course, the trusted administrator. So the trusted administrator, where you have to keep in mind, is the trusted administrator of application control, not the administrator of the operating system. The administrator of the operating system, if this administrator, if that user is not part of the trusted administrator, he will have the same rule as any other users. So he won't be able to add, to install any application that are not trusted. So that can be also a very good one, because users want to have the administrator rights. So we leave them the administrator right, but we still have some control over what they are doing. So you have a life cycle, so the best practice, that can be found on the best practice guide from McAfee on how to install and how to use this application control. So an easy one here, an easy way to do is to do the installation first, obviously. Then we put it as observation mode, so we look at what is running on the computer, where if there have been any changes, if those changes are good, bad. So with the GTI file reputation, self-approval mode. So here we are putting the user as a trusted administrator, so he has the possibility to self-approve his installation, and then enforce the whitelist. So only the administrator that has the control of the management console will have the authorization to install. Okay, so how it looks with GTI, so that's a very good one. We know that if the user wants to use Windows Media Player, want to install it, it's a known application, it's a known good application, it's easy to find, easy to know, but there is also a lot of files, a lot of application. We can't know if one is good and the other one is not good, or simply if the file has been a different name, has been renamed, and it's hiding a virus. So GTI will help to tell you if the file is good or not, and will give you a rate from 1 to 5 to tell you if the application is good or not. So you have the possibility to then filter from that and say, like, okay, if it's a good application, I authorize it. If it's not a good application, obviously I will block it. There is the possibility also to have some gray lists. So the idea is that we don't know. GTI doesn't know if it's a good application, simply because it can be a corporate application that is not known from GTI, or because it's a zero-day file, zero-day executable, something that hasn't been yet scanned by GTI, so it will be in the gray list. So then it will be something where you will have some questions, and you will look to have a strategy for those files. So either you block it, you analyze it by yourself, or you look for it. You have the inventory, so you will know what is installed on the computer, what has been installed recently, when it has been installed, what are the difference between a golden image. So if you have a gold image where you have everything installed, you know what is good, it's a gold image, and if there have been some changes. So you can have an inventory comparing what has been installed since the first installation. You have, speaking about the unknown file, so the gray list file. We have what we call at McAfee, we have the security connected. So we are using other solutions to improve the security. So here it will work with GTI, we saw it, but it's also going to work with web filtering. So what we can do is say, okay, this file is unknown. I don't know this file. GTI doesn't know this file. And it's coming from a website that is as well unknown. So that starts to be suspicious. So we can say, okay, this file will be blocked. So, of course, application control will run, will be managed from EPO, so the endpoint management console from for all the endpoint solutions. It will be run from this one, so it's going to be very easy to have from one pane of glass all your computers that has been managed and push the strategy, the policies to the computers the same way as you will push for the antivirus. So one pane of glass for the management console, very easy to use and to see everything from there. So integrity control. So the idea is to have application control where we can block what is not known to be good. So we'll authorize only what is good. So the whitelist with trusted application, trusted source, etc., where we will protect the memory, where we will be authorizing updates only if it's coming from a known good source. Otherwise, we'll block it. And the change control. So the addition of those two solutions, change control with the dynamic whitelisting to be able to change all those things and to add it to the whitelist of the application control, plus at the application control is what we call integrity control. So the two solutions together. So that completes the presentation on application control. Just to resume the idea of this solution, it's a very good application that will be able to help resolving attacks with zero-day attack. That will be good with computers that are very low in capacity, very low in CPU performance. And for embedded device and for solutions operating systems that are becoming end of life. What can be done as well is if you need some more information, if you have more interest, if you have some interest in this solution, of course a demo can be given, and so you just need to ask for it to your either reseller or direct to McAfee. Thank you very much. What I will do is now look if there is any questions. So I don't know, David, if you had any questions that we need to be replied. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Nicholas. Thank you for taking us through the contents. As I say, following on from Nicholas, if you do want more information and obviously request a further demonstration, then go through your SoftwareONE account manager or directly through myself. We have had a couple of questions come in, Nicholas, so I'll read the first one for you. So, can this run on a virtual machine?
Okay, so very good question. Yes, it can. Of course it can. We are here securing at the operating system. So if the operating system is virtualized, yes, of course it can be running there. There is different solutions. For some, it will make sense to have application control. So here I'm speaking more about software servers that are like Exchange server, where it doesn't really make sense to have an antivirus. So it's even best practice to have application control on those servers, virtualized or physical. So very good question. Yes, it can run on a virtual machine.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And got a second question here. So what are the OSs that are supported by this?
Okay, yeah. So the OSs that are supported are Windows. Windows, so all the Windows from 2000 NT up to Windows 8. Unix based, so Unix based with Oracle and Ubuntu, etc. So there is a list of all the supported operating system on the knowledge base of McAfee that can be found very easily if you look on the McAfee website and goes to the knowledge base for the supported operating system of application control.
Excellent. Great. Thank you very much. I hope that's answered your questions that have come in so far. I'll leave sort of bit of opportunity now, just in case you do have any other questions that you're furiously typing away. But it probably use this opportunity really to thank you everyone for joining the call. Thank you, Nicholas, for taking us through today's session. If you do have any further questions regarding the session, then obviously around McAfee solutions, then as I say, do get in touch with your SoftwareONE account manager or directly through myself. So thank you very much for joining the call today, and we look forward to seeing you on future webinars. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Who